Rome, the Mongols, the Ottomans, the Soviet Union. 4 empires separated by centuries, cultures, and continents. And yet, their stories all end the same way: collapse. Every empire believes it's different, that this time is special. But what if I told you the downfall of Rome is playing out again right now? And maybe, just maybe, the United States isn't as immune as it thinks. Empires don't just vanish overnight. They follow patterns, cycles that repeat across history. There are 3 forces that show up again and again. First, overexpansion. The hunger to grow bigger, control more land, more people, more wealth. But expansion comes at a cost: overstretched armies, endless wars, resources drained. Second, identity fractures. Empires look united on the surface, but inside, they're a patchwork of cultures, religions, and languages. When prosperity fades, those identities don't blend. They break apart. And third, elite decay. Corruption, greed, and power struggles hollow out leadership until the system rots from within. These 3, expansion, identity, and decay, are the script that history keeps recycling. Take Rome. At its peak, it stretched from Britain to the Middle East. But defending those borders drained its legions. Meanwhile, Romans argued over what it meant to be Roman. Germanic tribes, treated as outsiders, became the very force that toppled the empire. Or the Mongols. They built the largest land empire in history, from China to Europe. But their strength was also their weakness: too vast to govern, too fractured in identity. Within a century, the empire split into rival khanates, each clawing at the other. The Ottoman Empire lasted 6 centuries, yet its diversity, Turks, Arabs, Greeks, Armenians, Kurds, became its breaking point. National identities surged, revolutions spread, and the empire crumbled after World War I. And the Soviet Union? It collapsed not because of one war, but because its vast expansion, failing economy, and suppressed identities, Ukrainians, Balts, Central Asians, finally tore it apart. Different times, different rulers, same story. So what about today? What about the United States? America isn't Rome. It isn't the Soviets. But it's not untouchable either. Overexpansion? The U.S. has military bases in over 70 countries. Wars in Afghanistan and Iraq cost trillions. Just like Rome's legions, global reach comes with a price. Identity fractures? The United States calls itself a melting pot, but debates over race, culture, and national identity are tearing at the seams. Red versus blue, urban versus rural. Divisions that look uncomfortably familiar to students of history. And elite decay, lobbyists, corruption scandals, growing wealth inequality. History shows that when the ruling class stops serving the people, collapse speeds up. Does this mean America is doomed? Not necessarily, but it does mean the U.S. is not above the cycle that's consumed every empire before it. History doesn't repeat itself word for word, but it rhymes. The question is, will America learn from history's loop? Or are we just watching the same story play out all over again? If you want to see how the past keeps shaping our present, subscribe, because the next collapse might already be written.